Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the video. So today I want to talk about youth football and some of the key, just a few top tips maybe that I have, or tips that have worked for me in my coaching and that I feel like resonate with the younger players. And I think players of all ages and different development levels as well, this can definitely help them within their game. And it basically consists of three different elements which I say to the players when they turn up to training, or for instance we've just recently done trials for my district team that I coach, and I say to them, focus on these three things when you're on the pitch and it'll really help you with not only your decision making but also just your overall, the way you affect the game, whether that's on or off the ball. So basically the three things are, and we're going to go through them all individually. I've got my trusty whiteboard here. I'm going to draw a few diagrams to explain what I'm talking about, but basically it consists of your position on the field, where the ball is and where the space is, and all these things correlate into one pretty much, and like I say, it can help you have a clearer idea of decisions that you can make on the pitch and how, like I said before, you can affect the game. So of course it's very important that whatever you do on the pitch, and I always think this as a coach, when you're going for a training session or something like that, you relate it to the players in terms of their position. So if you're doing something about like holding up the ball, for instance, if you're doing a session based around holding, shielding, protecting the ball, when you do that, try saying to your players, well, if you're a defender, what area of the pitch are you going to be in when you're more than likely going to have to hold the ball up? If you're a midfielder, where are you going to have to potentially hold the ball up and wait for other players to come into the game? If you're a striker, maybe you're playing with your back to goal and you're holding the ball up, bringing your wingers into the game to then turn and unlock the wingers to hit the space. So every element that we coach, we should relate it to our players' position and how that affects them on the pitch and affects the game. So position, of course, really important. All the time, I think as a player you should be constantly thinking, where am I on the pitch? Okay, and then this leads on nicely to the next part, because you want to be thinking where you are on the pitch in relation to where the ball is on the pitch. So say you're on the right wing and the ball's on the left wing. How does that change what I now do on the pitch? How does that change my thought process? How does it change the way in which I can affect the game right now? The ball's on the opposite side of the pitch to where I am. So what am I going to have to do now to still have an impact on the game? Not just standing on the right hand side because the ball's on the left thinking, oh, I can't do anything right now, and just drifting off or switching off. Can you always stay alert and think about how you can affect the game? So position, where the ball is in relation to your position on the pitch, where you're playing or where you are in that moment in time. All of these things for me correlate to where the space is, because if you think about it, and I'm going to show you now on the board, if your position, get this lid off, gosh, these lids are like the worst to get off, unbelievable. There we go. So if your position, for instance, is here on the pitch, maybe you're playing left back, okay, and the ball is here. In between your position and where the ball is all of this space. Now, this for me is where it's really important. We've already thought about our position, we've thought about where the ball is. Now, in between the ball and our position is all this space. What can we do to that space to affect the game? And this is what I think is a really important, and it's a good way that we can teach the players to think about their decisions now. Okay, so I'll just scrub this off for a second. And this can relate to the player as an individual or the whole team. You can teach the whole team this, or in units. For instance, the defensive unit, back four, bang, 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 okay? Back four's there, for instance, the ball is all the way up here, maybe approaching the final third or just higher up in the middle third. In between the back four and the ball is all of this space. The back four now need to be thinking, not switching off just because the ball's all the way up there and they're back here. What can they do to this space to affect the game? Can they maybe push up, close off that space? If the other team's got possession, or if the other team's got possession, can they close that space off to give them less space to play in? If we've got possession, can they then push up as well, just to support our players from behind? So if the ball's there and the ball comes out to our winger here, for instance, can our left back then be in a position where he can support them? He can only do that if he's thinking about where his position is, where the ball is, and where the space is. How can he affect that space? Hopefully that makes sense. Now, like I said, this works in all areas of the pitch and in different scenarios as well. So I've just given us a scenario there of how the defence can push up to close down the space or to fill the space. If you're a player, for instance, you're playing on the left wing here and the ball is in the middle here with our centre midfielder. The space around you here, might be space in here, might be the space up here. What can I do to this space to affect it? Can I maybe make a run into this space to receive the ball in between the lines from the midfielder? That's a possibility. Can I maybe, as a different option, can I now think about dropping in here into this space? This might be a case where the midfielder is under pressure from an opposition player and he can't play forward, so he now has to turn and play back. Can I now drop in to fill this space here? So all of these areas on the pitch, all of it relates to the same thing. What we spoke about here. Your position. Have I spelled that right? Yes, I think I have. Position. I don't know if I have or not, yeah, whatever. Position, where the ball is, and where the space is. And for me, if you can tell your players those three things there, that will definitely help them in their decision making and how they can affect the game on and off the ball. When you're off the ball, like I say, is it a case of you can see the space in between where the ball and your position is? Can you fill that space to support a player? Can you fill that space to close down the space for the opposition if they have the ball, to make it harder for them to play in between us? Can you maybe empty a space for somebody else to come in and fill it? It might be a case of emptying this space here. Midfielder's got the ball here in the middle. I'm here. Maybe I'm a number 10, or maybe I'm a second midfielder that's just playing a bit higher. It might be now that I can empty this space to create space now for my midfielder to come in and fill it. So it's all about empty, fill, how your position in relation to the space and where the ball is can affect the game. Now, I hope this has been of use to you guys. I could talk about this for hours, to be fair. I don't want to keep on repeating the same things over and over again, but those three things there, if you explain them to your players, it will really, really help them. Like I say, it will help them have a better understanding of the game, and it will help them not to switch off when they're off the ball, which happens a lot, especially in youth football. Just because they haven't got the ball, just because the ball's on the other side of the pitch, they start to think, oh, I can't affect the game right now, I'm just going to stand here. No, you can affect the game. Like I say, defensively, really good one for defenders about pushing up and covering that space, filling that space in all areas of the pitch. And this is what I love about these three things. Wherever you are on the pitch, it can be applied. As a striker, as a midfielder, on the ball, off the ball, moving into that space to collect the ball, moving out of that space to clear the space for somebody else to dribble into. All of these things, movement on and off the ball and affecting the game, can all be made a lot clearer for your younger players if you just give them those three things and then make them make decisions, or allow them to make decisions around those three things. Position, ball, space. Hope this was of use to you guys. Let me know if you want me to maybe delve a bit deeper into this. Like I said, I don't want to repeat myself here and go over and over it again, but you can clearly, hopefully, see the different scenarios in which this can really affect your players and allow them to have a better impact on the game. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm going to be doing some more like football videos like this. Probably going to be doing a few little formation stuff on here as well coming up in the future. So let me know in the comments what you want to see. Let me know if you do use this ball position space with your players. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what your players think of it. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.